Hello, 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 hello. Hello, everybody. At the moment, I'm listening to music, so that way I can go ahead and get myself pumped up in a way that is more enjoyable, because at the moment, I'm here by myself. You know what? I'm hoping we don't get a copyright strike. Alright, well, I guess we all could just join in on this. Hopefully you guys could hear that and hear me at the same time. Hopefully you guys are able to pick up my volume from the microphone and not off the mic from the phone. But if you guys are stuck to that volume, I apologize. There's nothing more that I can do about that at the moment. Although all I can actually do at this time is continue. Nobody wants to be listening to this. I can tell you that now, anyway. So let's go ahead and change this into something more appropriate that everybody would like to go ahead and fuck around with. Or actually go ahead and enjoy, for that matter. Oh, I'll go ahead and screw it up. I'm currently sitting on a chair. The camera's not propped up the proper way. Oh fucking well. Get over it. At some point in time, I'll go ahead and stand back up, but after trading, you just want to get off your feet for a minute. There are traders out there that don't necessarily trade standing up. Me personally, I love that shit. I fucking love that shit. I find myself, like, getting really... a little bit carried away and carefree, more or less, if I'm not, like, focused. And a good way for me to get focused is to be standing on my feet. So I just stand on my feet for the, like, hour, maybe 15 minutes it takes me to go ahead and take a trade. Like today, it only took us roughly around a matter of 5-10 minutes to finish out a trade. Well, the first two trades, honestly, were kinds of fuck-ups, not gonna lie. The last two banged. Got that money back real quick. And I broke down exactly what I did wrong, how I could have gotten better. The only thing that needed to happen was me stepping out of my own fucking way, honestly speaking. As I said before, the proof model works. Why is it called the proof model? It's because it's proof that it fucking works. Like, I don't necessarily need to do anything beyond just show it to you. It will then explain itself for you that it fucking works. If you don't believe me, go back and watch the other fucking videos. I don't have to fucking do anything beyond just show it to you. But this is not what that is about. This is going to be about... That dog out there is going crazy. This is going to be about how to structure your goals in a way that is more obtainable and feels fun. And on top of that, how to maintain the mindset when you are not necessarily seeing your goals being met as fast as you want. If it's that... We'll go over that. We'll go over that later. But first and foremost, Having goals is the utmost importance when it comes to day trading, because you could learn how to trade. I say this so fucking much. I could teach this skill set to a fucking monkey and have his ass repeat the exact same steps and be right 50% of the time. Sorry, there's something going on out there. I could teach this shit to a monkey and have his ass press the button and have him be lucky 50% of the fucking time. I shit you fucking not. I shit you not. I could explain what I know to a fucking kid. Sit at his side, explain everything to him to a fucking T. And if he's not much on a spectrum, then it should be easy. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. If it's a little bit slow, then it's gonna take him a little bit to understand this, and that's okay because it took me a little bit to understand what the fuck I know. So, to each their own. Me personally, I know for a fact that if I'm sitting right there by their side, they would execute this model perfectly and flawlessly to the point where it will generate them. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck's happening out there, but we're gonna shut that. Ugh. I could show them this model and teach them this model to where they're gonna actually get this shit right 50% of the fucking time. And being right 50% of the time, it's a 50-50 game. Honestly speaking, trading is a 50-50 game. I say gambling, that popped in my head just because at its finest form, trading is gambling. I always use this analogy. Because it's so fucking accurate. Poker players, anybody that goes to the casino and plays poker and blackjack, either know what they're doing. Let me not lead with that. The people that go to the casino and make a living out of earning their money there, because there are people out there that do that. Do you think they made their living off of doing that? Do you think they had their confidence built over time just with one win to hold them over? No. Did you think they relied on nothing but just instinct to get them to where they needed to be within that time frame? Or get them what they wanted back in ROI form? No. What they did, well, the ones that got their ass kicked over and over and over and over again and decided that this is enough, I need to either A, get better, or B, stop. The ones that choose to get better understand that there's a formula to be had when it comes to playing those games. They understand that they're being manipulated in one way or another when it comes to the game. They understand that it is their job to go ahead and make the manipulation less hard to cope with. How do we do that? How the fuck do we do that? Well, easily put, they build a strategy. Or better yet, they mimic somebody else's strategy that has proof to work. Not even just has proof to work, but has shown them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again how it does work and how to accomplish it. After that, they apply. They're not going to get it right the first time. Why? Because this is something new. They're stepping away from the gambling mindset to a more structured mindset. I can tell you now, personal experience, that from gaming to this, having a structured mindset, it is it saves you time. And I'll use Red and Blue. Actually, I'll just use Pokemon Red as an example, because that is the first game that the first game that challenged me mentally. I don't know about you, but me personally, it was hard to find 2 fucking items that were necessary to continue on with my progression. I don't know about you, but finding those 2 items was hard. And those two items were cut and surf. Surf, I needed to find first. And for those people that actually did play Pokemon Red, you know surf is not obtainable within the main map. You need to find that in Safari. I didn't know that. I remember solely. I remember. Oh my god! I'm like composed myself. If you paid attention, if you played the game and paid attention to the storyline that the show was giving you, you would understand that they correlated. But what did not correlate were the items, such as the moves that you would have gotten in the game. They don't give you those items. They don't tell you where those items are. They just tell you where the badges are. They tell you what Pokemon might be available at that badge. They tell you what the map is. Like Route 3, you're on Route 3, yada yada woo woo woo. Ash, Brock, and Misty travel on Route 3. They are discovering where Pewter City is. Type shit. Like if you followed the fucking show, you knew what to do in the game. But at some point in time, that's exactly what I did. I followed the show, and I applied it to the game. But at some point in time, I got stuck. Why? Because again, the show didn't tell you where surf or cut was. You had to go ahead and find that. You had to take action to go ahead and get the item to progress. And if you didn't get the item, either A, you watched your friends do that and progressed after you and got faster, gotten their badges before you, leveled up their Pokemon so much more than you, because if you don't have a certain amount of badges, your Pokemon are if they're high level, they're not going to pay attention to you. They don't give a fuck about you. They don't give no shits about your ass. Use Flamethrower! What? Like, no. So, in order for me to go ahead and progress with them and not stay behind, because at that time I was the type of person, I understood the formula to Pokemon, so I was the person that was ahead of everything. I was the kid that was helping other kids understand the game and get them further, because they were sometimes stuck at certain places. Like, again, they either didn't watch the show or they didn't correlate the two. It was always one of those two. So I was always teaching those other kids, like, this is what you did, this is how you did it, this is how you leveled up. Like, you had to be at level 16 in order to evolve your starter. And then, like, there were several other fucking Pokemon. Like Pidgey, you couldn't evolve him until 15 or 16, but then you had to go ahead and wait for God knows how long it took me to go ahead and level him up to level 25, I believe. You could go ahead and, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's been so long since I've ever thought about this shit. But off the top of my head, after Pidgey evolved at 16, you then had to wait until level 20 something to go ahead and evolve him into Pidgeotto. And if you wanted a Pidgeot, you had to wait until level 35 or 40. Somewhere around there. It was either 45. It was somewhere around there. Like, I knew that shit off the top of my head. Like, right now, the way that you see me dibbly-dabbling, like, going back and forth, like, oh, yeah, that might have been right. Like, no, that wasn't me back then. That was not me. I was, hey, this is what it is. This is how it's doing. Like, this is what it was, because I've seen it happen multiple times over. Back to the story. When it came to finding those two items, I got stuck. So I didn't know what to do anymore. I didn't know what to do. I remember crying. I remember crying so bad, like hard, because it was difficult. It was beyond difficult. I remember like just being on that same fucking, being on that like how to form it. Being on that part of the game and not being able to progress killed the hell out of me. So the only two things that I could have done were either A, continue on and get this item and understand where it's at and get it, like remember where it's at, so that way next time around if I wanted to reset the game I knew where it was, or just say fuck it, like I don't want to play Pokemon anymore. because of this. Well, I put the game down for a little bit. I put it down. My grandmother was kind of like taken aback because I was attached. And she honestly thought something was wrong. And to be honest with you, something was wrong. My mental was just completely thrown the fuck off. I didn't understand what the fuck to do. And the only thing that was like really holding me back all the way was completely taking action. Just completely taking fucking action. And that action was just putting myself out there every single fucking day. Like every single time I was able to get on my Game Boy, every single time just go. Fuck up, go. Fuck up, go. Fuck up, go. Fuck up, go. Like until I was able to go ahead and achieve what I wanted. Well, I got tired one day of just looking for it, and I went into the Safari Zone to just go catch Pokemon. I remember going deeper into the Safari Zone and finding a house, and that house obtained Surf. You just imagine my excitement. Just imagine. And I already had Pokemon to go ahead and teach that to. So the only thing left to do was just use it to get back to the start of the Safari Zone to get the fuck out, or use some type of item to then get the fuck out of there. I was ecstatic. I wouldn't have gotten to that point though if I wouldn't just like mended my mentality by just go catch other Pokemon. Just play the game, but don't have such a tie to the outcome. Just play. I knew what to do. Simply put, battle, get the Pokemon weak enough, and if I like the Pokemon, keep it alive enough, or catch it. Simply put. So that's exactly what I went and did. And once more, I found the item that I needed. So then, again, imagine my excitement. I'm ecstatic. For the new viewer that just popped in, for the new viewers that will pop in, I'm correlating how I use Pokemon Red and Blue, more or less Red, to teach me how to continue going. Back to my story. I continued to move on. I continued to progress. And then I fell into the same trap again when it came to cut. Well, at that point, it was very easy for me to understand that I just needed to go ahead and continue. It's here. It's there. The outcome is here. I just need to go ahead and repeat the same thing that I did with Surf. And that was either quit or just continue. Just continue on. But this time around with that same mindset of it's here, I know it's here, I could get it, I could do it, gave me more confidence. It built my self-esteem even more so than ever. And eventually, I did find that item. And it wasn't like it wasn't repetitive. It wasn't pretty fast. It wasn't fast at all. But what happened in that time frame was I enjoyed the process of finding that item the second time versus the first time where it was just more like I need it. Like I was forcing something to happen when it didn't. Like all it took was just calming down, going to go get it. But after I calmed down and just said fuck it, like that's when I started to feel like how I felt the second time with cut. Like it's okay. This is okay. This failure is okay because eventually something is going to happen. Well, got those two items and I moved on. I progressed and I continued to be able to help other kids with that very same problem. And that's kind of how the formula played out through I think it was like from 8 to 10 or 11 until I stopped actually playing Pokemon. I just, like, my grandmother stopped playing. At a certain age, my grandmother just stopped saying, like, here. I mentioned before that my grandmother spoiled the shit out of me. My grandmother spoiled the dog fuck out of me. But that's not the gloat. That's not the gloat. This door gets getting hot as fuck. Anyways, So what we're doing in its entirety in this life is applying applying what I learned while I'm doing red and blue, more or less red, and structuring that in real life. How to go ahead and build out a goal set that is more obtainable for you to go ahead and see, feel, touch type shit to enjoy, to be able to attain later on. Now, when you set goals for yourself, you need to understand that these goals are not meant to be short term all the time. Because short term, if you set short term goals, you're just equaling that out to be short term gratification. In the long run, that is not good. That is far from good. What you really do want to go ahead and do is set up long-term structured goals, so that way, you want to set up long-term structured goals along with short-term goals that will be able to progress you into those longer-term goals. Because if you do it the complete opposite, or if you just take away one from the equation, what you're doing is setting yourself up for failure. Why do I say that? It's because, I'll use the example of short-term gratification. If you're only going to go ahead and aim for a short-term goal equaling out to be a short-term gratification type situation, when you obtain that goal, what are you going to do next? What are you going to do next? Set up another short-term gratification goal that is going to go ahead and equal out to the exact same thing. Again, pretty much essentially continuing on with that same cycle to more or less break even every single fucking time. Or, here's the other side. You set up a long-term goal that it really isn't obtainable because you don't have short-term goals tied into that to progress you further into those long-term goals. So then, when you set up those long-term goals for yourself and don't actually meet one of those goals, you will either A, destroy your confidence, B, not do this, or C, just say this is a fucking scam. Or not even want to stick to it. That's the biggest thing. Not even want to even stick to the damn thing. My thing is, what's the fucking point of actually sitting down with yourself, setting these goals, and not doing them for longer than a fucking week? What's the point? What is the fucking point? You've already, in my mind, the way that I see it for myself is, if I'm already sitting down writing these goals out and putting in effort into actually making these goals work for myself within the long run for like a week, why the fuck am I going to go ahead and just backtrack and take away all the progress that I went ahead and put in for that week? I just waste, if I don't continue, the way that I see it is, if I don't continue on with that goal set, that's a whole, and backtrack, that's a whole fucking week, that's a whole day, that's a whole like 2, 3, 4 days, that's a whole fucking month that is wasted. It is just fucking wasted. And it's not even wasted on the fact that it doesn't work for you. You don't work for you at that point. You're getting in your own fucking way because you don't want to go ahead and continue on with what needs to continue on. And there are people out there who go like, oh well, they would blame some outsourced thing or situation to mask the reality of why they couldn't go ahead and continue on with their fucking shit. And that is simply because they couldn't continue on with their fucking shit. They wouldn't admit that. They'll always go ahead and point the finger at something else and say, this is the reason why this shit wouldn't work. My car broke down, so I couldn't get to fucking work. You're gonna sit here and fucking tell me you couldn't use your 2 God-given legs to get your ass up and walk? Yeah. Call your boss and let them know you're being late, but let them know I'm on my fucking way. Oh, I have this interview to go to, but I have my kid to go ahead and watch. Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? You better take his ass with you. Like, real shit, you better take his ass fucking with you. If you really want that shit that bad, you're going to do the action that it takes to go ahead and propel you forward to completing your goal. You're going to fucking do it. Why? Because you are devoted to that shit. again, why would me personally? Why the fuck would I go ahead and write out these goals and not do something, not take action? Sorry, not take action to go ahead and progress me forward to those goals. It doesn't make it, in my mind, it doesn't make any fucking sense. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And that's why it fucking kills me when you people set up New Year's resolutions. Who gives a fuck about a New Year's resolution? Who gives a fuck about a New Year's resolution? I say that for a certain fact, because with you people not having discipline or the will to take action every single fucking day, you're not going to continue to do it. You're just going to you're saying I will do this. You're over leveraging yourself to the point where you look fucking stupid if you don't actually achieve it. And let me tell you now, you just look fucking stupid if you don't actually achieve it, because you said you set such a high standard for yourself, and you didn't even muster up the courage to get one fucking inch off of the ground to get further to where you needed to get. Just because you didn't want to fucking do it. That shit fucking blows the hell out of me. Blows the fuck out of me. And then the only reason why it blows the fuck out of me is because I used to sit in your situation. I'm not even gonna cap. There are still times I catch myself periodically being in that same situation of not wanting to take action. But then I gotta remind myself, I got myself into this situation because I didn't take action in the first place. So yeah, that right there just gives me a good kick in the ass to get the fuck up and do what I need to do. Because again, one more time, I am the reason why I am here. I am the reason I am here. My actions that I have taken back then are the reason to why I am here. Point fucking blank period. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if something else actually happened to have you in this situation. You placed yourself in that situation for that said situation to play out. You did that to yourself. You weren't careful enough to go ahead and play with your life. And now here you are crying, bitching, complaining, and pointing the finger at something else and say, you're the fucking problem. No, motherfucker, get your shit right. Get your shit right. Anyways, I stopped. The way that I go ahead and get my shit right, though, is setting out smaller goals that I'll have small goals and large goals. I have the small goals that go ahead and help me propel myself into those larger goals, so that way when I am now in the larger state of goals to go ahead and meet, I'm not looking back at like nothing. I'm looking back now 2 feet planted with progress behind me that I can go ahead and say, yeah, I did. Okay, let me now put my head forward and do this shit. Versus, again, looking back while having these long-term goals set and trying to achieve and not seeing anything behind me to give me confidence on the days that I don't really want to do this shit. Or even worse, where I feel like I can't do this shit. I have cookies in the cookie jar behind me to go ahead and grab, chow down for a minute, and get feeling like the fucking shit again. To where, again, head forward with the mindset of structured and willingness to take action. Every day. Every fucking day. So, let's actually get straight to the nitty fucking gritty with it. I keep forgetting the playpen is right behind me and I knock it the fuck over. Let me do this. Me personally, the way that I go ahead and structure out my goals is by having a planner. You don't necessarily have to have a planner for yourself. You can, but I do encourage you to go ahead and get a notebook. Get something to go ahead and fucking write on, so that way you have something to go back on. Because if you just start thinking to yourself, yeah, I'm going to remember this, that, and the fucking third, cool, that's awesome. But when you actually go ahead and write down your goals, it does something else to the mind. It not only tells your mind that you're now in the state of, you're now going to start doing something new, but You're now showing your mind a structured way of doing it versus just saying and thinking you're going to do it. Right? Because now the mind doesn't have something to actually work off of. It has the thought and the emotion, but it doesn't see the pattern play out within itself. It just has those two correlations playing. But I can tell you now, when you only have those two correlations playing, you're not doing much of anything with your shit. Your brain isn't actually putting your emotions into effect the way that they need to be put into effect. What I mean by that is, if you write down your goals in a way like, I will be, me personally, I will be a profitable trader. I will be able to provide for my family. I will stick to my risk management. I will stick to my yada yada whatever. But you see, the structured way of doing it is I will. When you go ahead and structure it in that way, you are now telling your brain, we are doing this. This is the way that is going to happen. That's step one. Now, the way that I do the next few steps is really fucking easy for me because I am an emotional fucking person, but at the same time, I know how to control my emotions to where they don't necessarily have a bad ROI for me. So in return, this is how I do it. I now have the structured thought that I gave to myself. Now, I would now use my emotion to propel me into taking the action necessary to then move forward. How do I use the emotion? Well, how do I manipulate my emotions into working for myself in a better way? Simply put, I envision what my future is first. I shit you not. I'll sit here, like I'm doing this right now. I sit here and I see myself in a new house, in my new car. But let's start off slow, because if you start giving yourself multiple things to go off of like that, your brain starts overloading and starts looking for different shit. And now remember, you're working off of a false reality. So your brain doesn't necessarily know the difference between a false reality and a real reality. Sometimes it doesn't know the difference between, put it in an example, just plain and simple, the brain doesn't differentiate excitement and fear. It just feels it. But the way that you go ahead and react is the way that the brain goes and starts to progress into different areas. Like when you get excited, as a child, when you get excited, you would cry because the brain doesn't know exactly what it wants to fucking do. You're having so many people clap for you around it at your birthday party, but you're excited, and at the same time, you're fearful because you don't actually comprehend what the fuck is happening. So, with the emotion being tied into play, what I do is think about one thing. I think about one thing that will go ahead and give me the emotion that I need. So, in essence, let's start off with the house. I would close my eyes and envision I am standing at the front door of my house. I have the key in my hand and I am putting it into the fucking lock. Or, better yet, I'm bougie. I'm bougie as hell and I got a keypad. I'm going and I'm pressing in my keys, I'm pressing in my numbers, and I open my door. How do I feel when I enter into the threshold of the house? What is that feeling like for myself? What am I seeing that gives me pleasure enough to say this is mine? I'm using those emotions and I'm using that feeling to progress me. Now that I go ahead and have that feeling, like I have that feeling right now, planted hard like a foundational stump out there, willing to go ahead and guide further. After I go ahead and have that emotion set, I tell myself, this is what could be. I manipulate my feelings to tell myself, this is what can be if I take action. Cool. How do we go? That right there just progresses you into the next fucking stage that you need to do, and that is take action. But you don't just take action just by taking action. You need to believe that you're able to fucking do it. You get your belief strictly based on the feeling that you got, on visualizing yourself where you needed to fucking be. You see the process? It was like a fucking domino effect. But there are people out there that don't want to follow that structured way of fucking thinking. And that's how they always stay where they fucking are. And that's how, I shit you not, if I didn't actually learn that kind of mindset, I would be in the exact same place, doing the exact same thing, thinking the exact same fucking way, leading up to feeling the exact same way that I was feeling, which equaled out to not having any action being taken in the fucking long run. I wouldn't be here today trying to explain to nobody, literally fucking nobody. There's nobody here right now, but this is me explaining myself how this shit fucking plays out, in hopes that one day somebody actually watches this shit. And nobody actually watches this shit, cool. That's fucking fine. At the end of the day, this is not really for you, this is more or less for my family. I shit you fucking not. This is something for them to go back on, so that way if something ever does happen to me, they have this. They have this. They don't have just me on the fucking chart showing them how to fucking make money. They also have the psychological side of this shit. They have it all. They have it all. It's just my job to go ahead and save these videos for that long and get them out there so that way, you know, not only my family sees them, but you guys. Because I'm gonna sound like a very big fucking hypocrite and contradict the shit out of myself, but there are a small few people out there that I actually do have hopes in, and those people are those. It's not even the fact that I know them by name. It's the fact that I know the fact that they can do it. Why? Because I know there are people out there like me that take action enough in the same situation with the same fucking mindset that are willing to go ahead and change some shit. Where there aren't really many people out there that will do that. And that's okay, because we need people like y'all. We definitely need people like y'all. I'm not gonna fuck cap. Anyways, back on to the structured way of thinking. I'm gonna fucking pee. I gotta fucking pee. There's nobody here, so I'm gonna go fucking pee. Whew. 2 seconds. Alright, now, the way that I would like to go ahead and structure my goals out, like I've said before, is starting off small and then setting them up to be larger ones in the future, so that way they're easier to obtain. The way that I do it personally is setting out at least 5 small goals that would be able to be easily obtainable. And then after that, I would start thinking about the other 5 other large goals that would even out to be that. But here's where the structure comes into play. You can't, I can't say that you can't, because the way that your goals are completely different from mine. So the way that I structure out mine are going to be completely different from how you structure out yours. So let me just speak personally. Me personally, I would like to go ahead and have my 5 small goals be somewhat of the same for my 5 large goals. I need them to be evenly matched. I need them to be evenly matched. Why? Because if they don't make this, if they both don't make sense, like, say, for example, one of my small goals is I would record every single day, right? And the next goal for the large goal would be I'll be able to pick up 1 ounce of weed every single day. You see how those two don't even fucking correlate with each other? They don't even they don't help each other. So they don't in the long term, like you might do that. Me personally, I would not do that. The reason why I don't do that is because they don't help each other. They don't help each other equal out to a better ROI to where my future, or better yet, to where it doesn't match up evenly to where it would help out the next goal to be obtained, or even think about progressing in that exact same way. A structured process is an even better way for myself to go ahead and get further along with shit. It doesn't even have to be with my goals. It could be doing things. Like cleaning. Personally, like I start with the floor. I go ahead and that's a lie. That's a lie. Because there's a lot of times there's a lot of shit there's minute shit on the floor that I have to go ahead and pick up. So for example, these shoes, like that shit right there, that needs to get picked up. But I would have to pick up all that shit, all this shit, and just pick up all the shit that's on the floor. Just pick up all the shit that's on the floor before I start actually sweeping up everything. And after everything is picked up, stage 1 is done. Stage 2 is get the fucking broom. Get the fucking broom and sweep up. After that, go ahead and get the fucking mop. Mop it up. But not done with that yet. We got to move on with the extra structure to it. The other structure to that is spraying the floor down with Lysol. Y'all don't do that. That's something that I picked up on when I was working in restaurants. Why? Because it just makes the floor smell better, and on top of that, it cleans the floor better. I don't just spray the floor though. That's the weird shit. I will go ahead I have a Swiffer, so I take one of the rags, fold it up on itself, and then have the rag be like a Swiffer mop kind of padding, and I'll just take it to the floor. And I'll just scrub the floor one more time after I got done Swiffer mopping the floor. After that, throw out the towel so the maid could go ahead and get it in the morning. Put everything back down to where it needs to be. Fix the beds. Make my coffee. Be on the chart. I don't know about you, and if you're still here after watching all that, then you understand that there was a structured way of doing things. I don't stray away from that way of doing things. When it comes to cleaning, I don't stray away from it. Why? Because that structured way of doing things is easy. It's fucking easy to where I'm able to get this shit done within like 30 minutes. Everything done in 30 minutes. Some people are like, why the fuck does it take you so long? Because I'm thorough. I'm not like deeply thorough, like military thorough, but I'm thorough enough to where if you walk past this fucking room with these curtains open as much as they are, you would think that this bitch is like, no, you would say, damn, this bitch is clean. Yeah, because it is. And now I'm not going to lie and say that there's not times to where the beds look a little bit like this, you know, that shit needs to get fucking picked up. But most of the time, we got shit folded. We got shit put up. This room looks presentable enough to where it doesn't look like a fucking pig lives in there. Why? Because there's a structured way for me to go ahead and clean. I didn't learn that structure overnight. I didn't pick up that structure by myself. That structure is something that I was taught by my grandmother. That structure is something that I just did over time by seeing her do it. So why not? I see her do it and I know it fucking works because every single time that she did it in that way, the house was clean. Like every single fucking time. The only thing that I do differently from her is not light a fucking candle after I get done cleaning. Now there are times that I do that, but I'm not my grandmother. I'm not fucking rich. Like back then in the day, she had it. She lit fucking candles every single fucking time she got done cleaning. And that, like again, I see that structure work. Why not mimic the exact same way that she did it to have the exact same outcome? And that's what I did one day. I honestly got tired of her fucking bitching at me. slowly bitching at me one day for cleaning up the fucking room and had my shit look like a mess, where I was like, fine, fuck it. Fuck it. Fuck it. You can't fucking beat them, join them type shit. And it's been fucking history ever since. My girlfriend hates that shit. My girlfriend hates it. Every single fucking morning. Every single fucking morning I am up. I am up, walking the dog for either 15, 30 minutes, coming back here, and I'm cleaning. I don't give a fuck if you're sleeping. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. Shit needs to get fucking done. Shit's not gonna get done unless we actually take fucking action. We're not gonna take action by just laying in fucking bed. Now, I understand people need their sleep, whatever, but at the same fucking time, it's like, you got your shit, you got your sleep. I could understand if you didn't sleep well at night, because there are a lot of times we don't sleep well at night. There's a lot of fucking times we don't sleep well at night because of the baby. But there's no fucking excuse to not take fucking action to do shit. Like, last night, Stephanie didn't get no fucking sleep because of the baby. I was up with her. I actually wasn't up as much as her, but she was up more than me. And she still went to work and still got shit done. And still getting shit done. What time is it? It's about 10 o'clock. Or where she could have just been like, you know what, I don't want to fucking do this. You'd stay at home. No, take action, get your ass up and do something. Again, diverting from the goal of what the fuck this is about. So, to tie back to the main topic is, you need the first small goal to equal out to be even with the first big, large goal. That's how I do it for myself. I can't keep saying that you need to do that, but if you want to have something that works, do this. If you want something that fucking works, do this. If you want to figure out for your own how the fuck to do shit and want to fuck it up and learn from like hard experience, do that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you like one way is the right way. I'm not going to do it because me, myself, and I learned the hard way. I learned the hard way. I just got tired over time of learning the fucking hard way and started replicating shit that people are fucking doing to progress me into where I want to fucking be. So, again, take the hard way, take the hard route, figure shit out on your own. That's fine and dandy. But for the people that want to go ahead and step away from that shit, or if you're tired of having life smack you in the fucking face with failure after failure and you're just getting tired of like tired of doing shit your own way, this is what you should do. Have the first small goal equal out to be the exact same as the second goal. So me personally, first small goal would be I would go ahead and record every single market open. Simply put. Perfect. The second big goal to that is I will be able to obtain one student from those videos. I don't know about you, but obtaining a student and teaching them how to do this shit is really big. It's big because not a lot of people believe that they could do this shit, or not a lot of people believe that this shit works. But like you, at one point in time, I thought the exact same fucking way and just didn't want to take action. Until I actually proved it, until I had somebody prove to me that it works. So it's my turn to show. So in order to keep it structured in that way, we go ahead and just go down the list of other small goals that equal out to be bigger goals that would progress me into where I want to fucking be. I want to be a fucking mentor. I want to be a teacher. I want to be able to go ahead and show a whole different lifestyle that you can possibly be able to live beyond just doing what you're doing now. Or if you don't even necessarily give two shits about money, you're able to go ahead and keep doing what you're doing, but at the same time have a small hustle to rely on religiously to make you fucking money. So then, if something were to happen with your main source of money, you have something else to fall back on. Now, it sucks to have to actually fall back on trading and use that as a sole way of making money. How do I know that? Well, I'm living that shit in fucking experience right now. I don't have my fucking account. I actually have one account. I actually have one account to go off of. But, and that's the OG account. I can't even say but. I'm going to put some respect on that motherfucker. I'm going to put some respect on that motherfucker. I've had that motherfucker since last year. I just couldn't get a fucking payoff from it. I just didn't understand the rules to it until now. Like how prop firms actually structure out their rules to where you're able to get paid. I didn't understand that back then. So I bought the account thinking I was able to blow through that shit because I knew how to trade. Well, little do I fucking know I'd meet the profit target that I needed, but wasn't able to actually get that payout. Why? Because I didn't understand the rules that came along with the fucking prop firm. So, nonetheless, that account is still alive. That account is still thriving. I just haven't been trading on it. Nonetheless, I just lost the other two accounts. So I don't have nothing else right now to go ahead and make money. Or even set myself up to be able to make money in the future until I'm able to buy back either one. We're gonna start with one account. We're gonna start with one fucking account and then work our way up to having multiple yet again. But I don't want to get multiple accounts until I'm able to respect the first one. What does that mean? Well, that means me being able to pass this fucking funded account or pass the evaluation to get into funded. Once I get that account into a funded stage, that's it. I can then focus on getting other accounts to then work up into a funded. After that, it's either work on both at the same time to get a payout, or work on one individually so that way, like Pokemon, I could evolve them and get more of a return in the process. I gotta write that down. Because that was beautiful. Those were goals right there. Those were goals right there. So February I didn't really do much of anything. Anyways, you get the fucking point. You get the point that something needs to be structured in order for it to be easily obtainable. Because again, if you just say to yourself, I'm going to do this, and tell yourself, I'm going to remember this that I'm thinking about what I'm going to do, you're not really going to fucking... You're either, A, if you're going to get what the fuck you're doing, B, not have any fucking emotion tied to the thought to then take action, or C, not to give two fucks about actually wanting to take action. Because, again, there's nothing there that's structured enough for you to be able to obtain. There's no goal structured for you to be able to obtain to get you where you need to fucking be. You need structure. Fuck! Alright, what are we in? Are we in March? I will check my phone, but... yeah, March 5th. Again, I don't necessarily want you guys to go ahead and get a planner, but my planner has everything set out to where goals to do, like, this is small goals for me, this is large goals for me, and then it has other shit down the line, like what are my focus for the month, like important dates that I need to write down, and then after that, it's just a very, very detailed planner that I'm able to go ahead and use to progress me further. Because me personally, if I just have a pen and fucking paper or a pen and notebook that I'm writing shit down in, and it's not really structured out in a necessary way that I like, I don't follow it. Why? Because it's not in a way that is easy for me to follow. Me personally, if it's going to be a big topic that I'm tackling, I need my tools to be ready and obtainable and sharpened to use. I need tools. So say you're not going to chop down a fucking tree, a big ass red oak, with a small ass fucking chainsaw, right? No, you don't have the proper tools to accomplish the goal that is set out in front of you. Like, yeah, you have the right item, but it's not It's not right. Why isn't it right? Because you need a bigger chainsaw. You need something more structured in a way that is going to be able to cut down that tree. Versus that little ass chainsaw that you're carrying, ready to go ahead and turn around. Now, hey, maybe there are people out there that can cut down a fucking tree with a small ass chainsaw like that. Speaking about a red oak, but I don't know. I don't think that is structured. I don't think that is obtainable. For the person that is actually watching, you're gonna have to go ahead and follow back and behind. I don't want to go ahead and repeat myself. What we're doing right now, though, in a sense, is going over how to structure your goals in a way that is obtainable and easy for you to follow. Because if you don't have something that is structured, there's going to become a time to where, A, you're forced to want to progress further and have the other side of the coin being played out, being not have any motivation. Well, how do you go ahead and have that motivation when you have these little cookies behind you to go ahead and eat to give you motivation to progress further? Which would be these small goals to go ahead and show that when you're in the larger state of things, you're able to progress further. So, I already went ahead and put down one goal set out for myself. I just need to write that shit down. I will record every market open. And what that means is it's not like every single market open when I don't go ahead and take a trade. That means every single time that I take a trade, I'm recording that trade, and I'm using that as proof that what I am doing actually fucking works, and there's no guessing game. What you're doing is going off of actual probability that's showing itself for you to obtain the goal that you need to attain within that certain situation. So, again, I will record every market open. I will get one more student from the videos. From vids. And then we're going to go down the line. What is the next one? Another small goal that I can go ahead and be able to obtain. I will follow my risk management. Why is that a goal? Because simply put, that is the reason why I'm fucking here right now. Because in the beginning of last month, I could not respect my risk management. And I just overextended myself multiple times over to where I was stuck in a predicament where my back is against the fucking wall and I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Because now, again, I'm here stuck between a rock and a fucking hard place thinking, what fucking if? Well, I wouldn't be thinking, what if I would have just used risk management appropriately. So, I will follow my risk management. I will but this one's a little bit tricky because I want it to be explicit enough so that my brain understands that this final goal is easy and obtainable. Enough for me to enjoy the process of it playing out. But again, it needs to match up to the first goal. So I will follow my risk management. I will abide by the what's really fucking me over. What's really fucking me over with risk management. I would not be greedy. Will not be greedy. And we could go ahead and work on that last goal just a tad bit more so that way I have something to go off of once more beyond just not be greedy, because not being greedy. Well, no, let me just solidify that shit right now. The reason why I'm not wanting to be greedy is because every single time I overextend for take profit and not mark out or respect the high or low that was originally met, price shows from there on out that is looking to go ahead and reverse. Like earlier today's pre-market open, you've seen that you've seen that I wanted to go ahead and take out higher levels. Well, what happened exactly? At first, price went ahead and took out that high. Look at it, it took out that higher time frame high that we were looking for liquidity. Came back down to a certain point, came back up to retest that very same level. But then after that, just took a gigantic ass shit. And if you don't believe me, go back look at the chart right now and tell me where price. I don't even what. Fuck you. We'll see what price is right now. So, can I go in? I can't. This is where we were in the morning. This is where this is all where we were in the morning. This is where we are now. You see what happened after we went ahead and took out. We didn't even take out a higher high, did we? 2 seconds. It was NASDAQ that took out the higher high. 2 seconds. There we go. Where is the low? We need the low to get taken out to go ahead and reach the highs. No, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? You're looking for the fucking top of this to show that it's going down. Slow ass motherfucker. So right here, with this high right here, we took out liquidity to the upside, but then continued on further to only then take out liquidity right here. Oh shit, I wasn't even pointing at the right fucking side. I am so sorry, daddy. I am so sorry. Oh, at least you guys didn't get to see my fuck up. Anyways, we took out liquidity to the upside right here with this candlestick. And then after we took out liquidity to the upside, we had other forms. We had other forms of break of structure to the downside when it came to smaller time frames. And if we look, we have that break of structure. I'm sorry about all that, but we had the break of structure right here. And then after that, we had EQ go ahead and get filled. Equilibrium is just a discount in price range, but nonetheless needs to get filled in order for price to go lower. So we had EQ filled right here with the 0.5 being touched. It came down, touched the line, but in that time frame, I'm already in the 1 minute, looking for price to give me a confirmation that it's going to continue down after this break of structure. Well, do we get another break of structure? No, but what we do get is this fair value gap right here. We get this fair value gap right here being shown, and we also see that price came in and inversed this fair value gap. What is an inversion? An inversion fair value gap is when break of structure is being shown to you right in your face on top of a fair value gap. This fair value gap was formed, price came in, touched in, came up, respected the fair value gap, did not want to come back down to disrespect fair value, to come into the lower levels to take out liquidity to the downside. What it did do, again, touched in, respected the fair value gap to only want to take out higher liquidity here. After it hit those levels, orders were filled, and we could see clearly that on a higher time frame, an SMT has already been made. An SMT divergence is when one index makes a higher high and the other one makes a lower high, a higher low. What that indicates is that that price is looking to go ahead and have a shift in direction. We have this right here, this higher high being formed, and this higher low being formed. Right there tells me within itself, price is looking to go down. I just need to go ahead and put in the other variables to give me confirmation to tell me that this is going to go down. Well, after the SMT divergence, after the 5-minute EQ has been touched, after the 1 minute, after the 1 minute right here, we're just already in. We're just already in for it. I need the... there. We're in that trade. I don't remember if I took it on ES. I took it on ES. Took it all the way the fuck down. Why did we take that trade on ES? And how the fuck can you see? Rather, it was from this. This all the way down into here. After I seen on NASDAQ that flip was going to happen, I went to ES and knew for a fact that ES was going to be the leading index to the downside, and just started plugging in shit. But at this time, I can't show you that I was plugging in shit on this index because my stupid ass was already plugging it in over here. I was already plugging it over here. I was thinking, okay, well, NASDAQ is going to be the leading index to the downside. No, motherfucker. You stupid fucking cluck. You can see that the S&T was formed right here. Price could not even want a bear to come up even further than this, where NASDAQ itself gave too much of a fuck to keep its structure right there. So that right there just tells me that NASDAQ is looking to go, if price wanted to continue on higher, NASDAQ was going to be the one that I wanted to take that trade on the upside for. Where now, ES is now the leading index to the downside. We can see that by all these dumb, big-ass fucking candles to the downside, and where NASDAQ itself was like, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. ES was like, motherfucker, we know about this. We have straight fucking confidence with these big dick-sized candles to the downside. Again, I don't need to do anything beyond just show you that this fucking shit works. It would then explain itself. It would then explain itself. Anyways, so after I've plugged in all this information on NASDAQ and seen that it was going down, and then seen my mistake that I just explained to you, that ES is now the leading index to the downside, my dumbass is in this bitch. My dumbass is in this bitch. We're going short. Keeping that bitch tight. And we let that motherfucker ride. We let that motherfucker ride. You don't believe me that this shit played out? Go back in the last live. I did all that live. I actually told you I wanted to pull out completely right here with this green line because price had the opportunity to go ahead and flip on its ass because it's already fucking tagged out a low, higher time frame low right here. Did it? Hold on, because this is probably where I did fuck up the first time. I gotta correct that. Yeah, we already swept out fucking liquidity to the downside, but just because we swept out liquidity to the upside, that's the only reason why we're hunting out lows to the downside. That's where I fucked up. We're going to want to continue on to the low side as we are right now, because we already swept out higher forms of orders on the upside. There's no need to want to go further up anymore. I mean, we might come back up to these levels over here, but we're not fucking making dick-sized moves like we did this morning. We're done with that shit. Now we're just stagnating. You don't believe me? Let's go into fucking smaller time frames. We can see that price is coming up, coming back down, coming up. What do you think is going to happen now? What do you think now? We got up, we got down, we got up, we got down. After seeing price on a higher time frame already do some fuck shit. Look at this fuck shit. Look at all these barcode actions. Just to come back down into this liquidity level. Do we have the opportunity to come back down to this low right here? Probably, but that might actually be. Oh wait, yeah, that's not a higher time. It's not a higher time frame low. So we have the opportunity to come down here and touch this low within the next fucking what? This is 12 o'clock already in New York time. Already in lunch. So until 2 o'clock, we have the opportunity to come back down over here. Around 2-ish, 3-ish, we start seeing like drop off and volatility. Only because people are already done for the day. The rest of the people that are looking to go ahead and take shorts or even looking for anything period are the people that either A, didn't make any money throughout the day, or B, fucked up and want to make their money back, or C, have confidence that this shit's gonna actually play out in its right way. But either way, there's like little money to be had after, in my opinion, after 12. You could see after 12 o'clock, after once 11:30 was already printed, we just slowed the fuck down. We really haven't done much of anything. We haven't come back down to this lower low right here to break structure. We've just been in these lower levels. And it's even worse on the fucking NASDAQ. Look at this shit. Like, this is disgusting. I'm really fucking glad we got out of that trade when we did. Really fucking glad we did. This is bullshit. And you don't even see, like, that's just bullshit. That's just bullshit. Anyways, again, I don't need to go ahead and tell you much of anything. The proof model just explains itself. After that, all I gotta do is just draw out the fucking rules that you gotta follow. That's literally all it needs to do. Literally. That's it. And then everything plays out on its own. I did fucking 4 trades today. 2 of them were losses, and the next 2 after that were wins, just based on the fucking model. And I can tell you this now, the only reason why I lost those 2 trades at first was because I wasn't following the fucking model. I was doing whatever the fuck I wanted to do, and that's the only reason why I lost those 2 trades. But I promise you this, every single time I followed the fucking model, I played out. It plays the fuck out. Again, the model works. I don't. Whenever I apply my own dumbass fucking intelligence to the stupid fucking shit that's happening on the market, I fuck up. That's why you need to stay out of your own fucking way when it comes to trading. You just need to follow what fucking works. Again, something's structured. And I'm not going to apply that to the way my grandmother cleans. Right back to the way that she fucking cleans. Me doing whatever the fuck I wanted to do led me to not have these same results as her. When when I started doing the exact same shit that she fucking did, I started having the exact same fucking results. There's no fucking in between. There is no in between. There's no gray fucking area, and if there is a gray area, it's because your ass highlighted the fucking area out to claim that it's fucking gray with your stupid ass reasons to not have it fucking happen. Literally the only fucking reason why. There's no get hype. I need to go ahead and okay. So the second goal was I will follow my risk management. Bigger goal to that is should I be flipped? Should it be I will not be greedy and then I will follow my risk management? I feel like that should be what it'd be. If that made sense. Because I feel like the reason why I cannot follow my risk management is only due to the greed that ties into wanting more out of the market than what the market is really trying to give me at the moment. That is only me not being happy with what the fuck I already have. Like, having only $200 a day is good. That's fucking good. That's fucking good. Like, starting off with this, that is fucking good. You just made somebody's fucking paycheck within 5 minutes, where they're out here right now working 8 hours, 7 hours, 6 hours to make fucking bad ROI. It's fucking crazy. When they could be learning a fucking skill set that could master their money in the long run to compound into bigger shit. Fucking crazy. But hey, look, I'm not gonna knock on the people that actually want to live their lives in that format. Why? Because A, some people don't have that knowledge. Some people don't have that knowledge. B, some people don't believe in themselves enough to obtain the knowledge to go out and do this shit. C, people just don't care to take fucking action. People are just more content with pointing the other fucking finger at something else, saying, you're the reason why I can't do this. My mom abused me because whatever fucking reason, and now I'm here the way I am. Who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? You're a grown-ass fucking man. You're a grown-ass fucking man. And you're sitting here bitching about what the fuck your mom did to you back 20 years ago. You still haven't gotten the fuck over it? I get it. I truly get it. Now, this is coming from personal experience. I was beat by my stepfather until I was rescued by my fucking grandmother. But do you think that I carry that shit around with me? Like a fucking baggage? No. Why? Because it just hinders me. It will fucking hinder the way that I think. It will hinder the way that I want to progress. I don't fucking care what happened behind. I don't give a fuck what he did behind me. I don't give two shits. Why? Because nowadays, knowing where the fuck I'm at, if he ever did it, looking back on that, I would smack the dog shit out of him right about now. That gives me confidence to say that would never fucking happen again. And I make sure that that shit never happens again. If anybody were to fucking step to me in any wrong way and they disregard the kindness that I'm giving to them right then and there, that's it. You're getting fucking smacked. That's just it. Take fucking action. You don't get nowhere without taking fucking action. I stop. So, again, you can't use your baggage as excuse to why you can't fucking do shit. You can't be carrying around your baggage and showing it to people like a fucking victim. You just look fucking stupid. You just look fucking stupid. Nobody fucking cares about your fucking... Nobody cares about your feelings enough to actually say, wow. I mean, there might be people out there that will try to, feel the way you do, feel sympathetic, or come off sympathetic, but I can promise you, 5 seconds later, 10 minutes later after the conversation, they're thinking, what a fucking joke. What the fuck is this shit? Or better yet, when they're in a group full of other different people than you, and you leave that conversation and you did some dumb shit like that, the whole conversation after that the one topic that will not remain but will get brought up is, what the fuck was that? What the fuck was that? Yeah, we'll move on to another fucking topic, but let's point out the fucking elephant in the room and say, was that really what needed to happen? That he really needed to tell me that fucking story? Who fucking cares? Nobody fucking cares. What people really do fucking truly respect is progress. What people really do respect is you doing the things that you said you're gonna fucking do. So let's continue. So we flip-flopped the goal set from I will not be greedy to being the small goal to I will follow my risk management being the second goal. Awesome. I will post inverting. No, I will post all my vids on YouTube. What do I want out of that? And how can I have that larger goal fuel me? How can I have that smaller goal fuel the larger goal into where I want to be? What is the outcome that I want to see happen out of that small goal to then be able to use as a large goal in a sense? There's so many ways that you could think about that. 1 year I will get my first silver plaque. I'll get my first silver plaque. That's big. Silver, bronze, and gold are what I really do want to obtain from YouTube. But I know for a certain fact that's not going to be obtained overnight. That's not going to be obtained within a fucking month. Although that can happen, but that requires a lot of fucking action to be done. But nonetheless, the thought process behind that is it's okay that this is going to take a while, but as long as I enjoy the process of this shit, then it becomes that much more sweeter. That much more fucking sweeter. So we need 2 more, and then we can move on to the focus of the month. I don't really have important dates, although we could use that as... I don't know what to use that as right now. I don't know what to use that as right now. I really don't know, so we'll figure that out later. The 2 smaller goals that I could go ahead and easily obtain. But it cannot be mundane enough to where my brain is like, we've done that before. Or it can't be repeatable enough to where I've done that before and my brain is like, this is boring. I need more of a challenge. Something that I've been catching myself lacking and like keep wanting to correct is me writing down in my journal and posting those shits on the Discord. That is something that needs to get done. If I have to continuously tell myself over and over and over and over again, or remind myself over and over and over and over again, that means it's not become a habit just of yet. And I need to correct that to become the habit that I need in order to do the thing that I need to fucking do. Such as, i.e., writing down these fucking journals in my actual notebook, which then I could go back in Discord, read those same fucking journal entries, and then plug them into Discord. And then that's it. Take a screenshot of my trades, post them, boom. You see how fucking simple that is? But when you don't take action, it's not done. So again, if I gotta continuously remind myself that it needs to happen, that means I'm not doing what I need to do in order for it to be a solid habit. In order for you to obtain a habit, you need the action to be frequent enough to where your brain is saying, okay, this is what's happening. This is what we're doing. Nonetheless, you need the action to be frequent enough to be obtained. The amount of frequency that you use within that habit is the way that your brain is able to go ahead and say, okay, this is what we do. Why? Is because you've shown your brain multiple times over that what you're doing works. You're giving yourself confidence and reasonings to understand that what you're trying to achieve works, versus telling yourself that this is going to work, not showing any action to prove to the brain that this is going to work, and then having the end result be falling the fuck off. Why? Because there's no proof to show that it works. It's very fucking simple. It's very fucking simple. But if you divert from that simplicity, shit just goes into fucking chaos. Into straight fucking chaos. I will continue to write down every day. I will post same entries into Discord. I gotta really write this shit small. That's the only bad thing about this notebook is the fact that it's they give you a little bit of itty space, so you gotta be very, which is good because you gotta be detailed. It's only meant for detailed shit. You're not meant to put down a whole fucking paragraph of thoughts. So it's only supposed to be a sentence run on, or not as a run on, but it needs to be a sentence long kind of a thought. So we did need one more. What is one more big thing that needs to be corrected, and what is something that I would like to see done in order to have it be done in the long term? What am I fucking up on that is holding... What am I doing that is holding me back enough to not see progression that I've not already written down already? I will go live every market open. No, because that ties into recording. And this would actually be the biggest thing. This is actually gonna... This is something that I've been wanting to do. Instead of giving you guys long-term content to actually watch and go off of, I want to start giving you guys short-term content that is easily understandable and can be applied very simply. Reason being is because these long-term content videos, I like the people that say they want to do it will get bored very easily with not of a 30-minute video versus they won't get bored when they watch a 30-minute video versus the hour and something fucking live that this was, and then converting that into a fucking video. They're not gonna want to watch it. Why? Because it's too fucking long. People have the attention span of a fucking gnat. It's just, that is what it is. That's the whole reason why TikTok blew the fuck up. People have the attention span of a fucking gnat. They can't stick to something longer than 15 seconds, and that's it. They'd rather have that quick dopamine hit, in order to just feel good. Like, that's something I'm trying to stray you guys away from, is that quick dopamine hit. Because that shit doesn't get you too far. Yes, it's a good way to get you to where, like, say if you're in the beginning stage of doing something, you kind of want that shit. You kind of want that drip to be there, because you need to keep telling yourself that this reality that I'm trying to form is going to fucking work. And you don't get to that state without being unrealistic with your goals. You don't get there by thinking that this shit is going to remain the same. You have to envision yourself being completely different. You have to envision yourself being you have to create somebody other than yourself, which is fake at this time. At that time, you need to envision something that is fake. And your brain, if you don't consistently give yourself, like, small dopamine hits at first to prove to your brain, like, yeah, like, this is happening. Like, yeah, you see that? You see that? I did that. You see that? It's not something I did before, but this is something I'm doing now. Yeah. If you don't have that same type of fucking talk with your brain when you're trying to do something better at first, your brain is going to flip fucking reverse and be like, yeah, nigga, you see that? You did that, but you didn't achieve it. How you like that? How you like that? You didn't do what you said you were going to do. How you like that? And then you start giving yourself, belief that you can't do it. What you want to do is you want to beat the brain to its fucking game. You want to play the game on your fucking brain. You want to be the first one to tell your brain, you see that shit? You see that shit, motherfucker? I did that. And we're going to continue doing that shit. And the brain is like, all right, bet. We doing that? We're doing that? Okay, let's see that happen again. And when you do it again, the brain is like, oh shit, all right. It takes a step back. It's like, okay, whoa, all right, let's see. And then boom, dopamine hit, to the point where the brain is just like, okay, all right, I like this, let's go. After that, it's kind of just game over. You now work one with your brain versus battling endlessly. You've proven to yourself at that point that this shit works. Like, me just telling myself that that's the only way that I could explain it, because that's the way that I've told myself. That's the way that I thought about everything. That's how I think about, like, literally everything that I can't possibly achieve. If I set a new goal out for myself and I think I can't do this, watch me fucking achieve the first step that it takes me to get to that first goal. Alright, achieve the first goal, bet. Watch me take the next fucking step. Alright, cool, we're gaining momentum. We're gaining momentum. We like this shit. We like this shit. Next one, next one, next one, next one. Bet. Lock the fuck in. It's very fucking simple. It's beyond fucking simple. And I really wish... It's not as if I didn't understand this at a very young age, because again, my grandmother, beyond fucking structured. But she is the type of person to where if you are not willing to go ahead and want to do better for yourself, why the fuck should I even want better for you? Why? And she is not the type of typical grandmother. I love my grandmother because she made me the type of fucking man that I am today. Versus how I see my siblings who didn't live with us, who grew up with different mindsets, are today, who carry around their fucking baggage like it's a fucking trophy, who throw in the fucking towel a little bit too soon to when they know they still have that little bit of ounce of fight left in them, but they don't want it. I wasn't raised that way. Why? Because my grandmother was structured. She taught me nobody's going to give a fuck about your feelings. Nobody's going to give a fuck about your thought process. Again, I'm sitting here with nobody watching this fucking live, but I'm still fucking preaching as if somebody is. Why? Because she taught me to continue. Nobody gives a fuck. Nobody gives a fuck. But there's going to become a time to where they're going to run into the certain person that does actually need the advice that you're giving. Eventually this video is going to find somebody. Eventually somebody is going to be on the very same path that I am right now and can use this very same knowledge. So I continue to discuss as if that very same person is on the other side watching this shit when there is nobody actually watching. Again, you have to believe. You have to think otherwise. Because if you don't believe in something bigger, you're not going to do something. I dropped my pen. But honestly speaking, I'm not doing this for the fucking views. I'm honestly doing this for the people, again, for the person that is struggling, trying to develop goals for themselves. This is not even just about fucking trading. This is developing your fucking goals so that way you can become a better fucking person in the long run. Once more, if I didn't have my grandmother telling me every single day, teaching me hard love, and showing me that although things might seem grim at first, in the long run, with consistency and the right proper mindset, something is going to fucking happen. I cannot say what my fucking outcome is going to be beyond it is going to be great. I don't know how great it's going to fucking be, but it's going to be great. Why? Because I refuse to give the fuck up. I refuse to throw in the towel just because nothing is fucking happening at this point. What I truly actually get out of this is the fact that I'm taking action. I'm loving the process. I'm loving this shit. I'm loving sharing my thoughts about how to become better. Because you could be like the rest of these motherfuckers out here. You can be like these rest of these motherfuckers out here that don't give a shit about their goddamn future and continue to do the exact same thing over and 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 over again. Until A, you get tired of doing the exact same shit, or B, fucking die. I don't know about you, but I'm tired of that shit. As I told my grandmother, I threw away my 20s. I threw away my fucking 20s. Why? Because I didn't see a future for myself. But now that I sit here in my mid-30s, I refuse to have my 40s, 50s, 60s, and God willing 70s look like my fucking mid-30s. Only because I didn't take fucking action in my 20s to get me to where I needed to be in my 30s. There are teenagers who busted their fucking ass in their teens who are now thriving in their 20s. And now it is their only fucking job to continue on with that same progression so that way their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s do not look like their teen years. Or, better yet, look like the fucking people that they used to look up to. Or used to call a friend. Because they've passed them with the shit that they've proven that they can do. That doesn't fucking happen without belief. That doesn't happen without you putting down your fucking baggage. It doesn't change until you start setting out structured shit every fucking month. Because these goals will be obtained. These goals will be obtained one day. But what fucking matters is the fact that you start actually taking the time to do them. Just fucking write them down. If you don't achieve them this month, that's fine. That is okay. Again, these are long-term goals. These are not supposed to be achieved within the fucking first month. These are not supposed to be achieved within the first fucking year. Sometimes. It depends on how much work you truly do put into it. You could really achieve your goals within a year. I'm living testament to that. I put my head down for a whole fucking year and I told myself I would learn how to day trade. So that way I can teach people who are in the same fucking predicament that I am to get themselves out of it. Like right now, this is beautiful in my fucking eyes. This is beautiful in my eyes. I don't have the money. I don't have the house. I don't have the watches. I don't have the jewelry. I don't have nothing beyond the skill set, determination, and God willingness to go ahead and get to where the fuck I want to be with all that. I'm living proof that, if I continue this shit, I could be living proof that you can start from nothing and go to something. I can't say what that something is going to fucking be, but I know for a certain fact it's going to be big. Well, okay, so I guess that's contradicting, but it's going to be bigger than what I think it's going to be. Deep down inside of me, I know that. I know that one day I'm going to be able to help people with this set, with this mindset of mine, plus more. I know that. I just need to continue on with that shit. It's very easy. Very straightforward. I got a little excited there. We're going to write out this last goal, and then we're going to have a little smoking session. Facebook, if you don't like that, you could go ahead and suck my balls or cut off my fucking live right now. I don't give two fucking shits. I need one more goal. What is something that would be easily obtained for myself? Ooh! Sorry, excuse me. So you gotta think about this shit. You really gotta put some thought into this, because it can't be a fucking goal that your brain already knows that it's already achieved, or that you're already trying to achieve. Because if you try to mask one fucking goal to be, I'm distracting myself. I will be able to get my first payout. I will follow the evaluation rules. Beautiful. Because that ultimately is what's really holding me back from getting that first payout. And I want that first payout. Because that first payout can equal out to somebody's fucking monthly lump sum of earnings from their fucking job. Or maybe even more so. I know there's more people out there that make like more than just $1,000 a day. But hey, guess what? I'm on my way to doing that too, bitch, within a matter of 5 minutes. Not even just throughout the whole day. And after that, focusing on a business that will generate me more fucking money in the long run. Anyways. I need more coffee. Now that we got all 5 goals written down, the only thing that is needing to be done is the fact to obtain, to achieve. Every single time that you hit your one goal, strike it down. Strike it out. It's done. It's over with. The next thing that you need to go ahead and do after that is focus on the next goal that is attached to the other one. Because if you write out all 10 goals, 5, and only focus on one column at a time, you're going to have a hard time with wanting to keeping up with these set goals. Because remember, these goals, although you're creating 2 columns, both columns are equaling out to the exact same shit. Why? Because we need small goals to be easy obtainable enough to reach us into our larger goals. But we need the smaller goals for our larger goals not have to look back on to say, we cannot do this. We now have the smaller goals to look back on and say, we could do this. Again, it all comes back to, if you put in the work to get this shit done, you don't want to go ahead and stop doing the work. Why? Because all the other work that you put in before that is worthless. All the fucking time that you put in for that one thing to get done, to just quit, would be worthless. Now, if you are the type of person to want to live your life to be a worthless type of thing, go ahead, continue doing that type of fucking routine. But I can guarantee you not, if you continue on doing with that fucking pattern within the next 10 years, hell, let's stretch it down to 5. If you continue on with that same pattern for the next 5 years, I assure you, the next 10 would not look any better than the 5 that you went ahead and experienced. Even more so, be worse. I'm going to use my brother as a testament for that. I'm going to use my brother as a testament. I love my brother. He's my brother. But I'm not going to shy away from the bullshit that is him. I'm not going to shy away from my bullshit. I'm not going to shy away from your bullshit. If you are doing some dumb shit, you're getting called the fuck out. Why? Because I know for a certain fact you can do better. I know that you can do better. But you just choose not to do better. For whatever fucking reason. My job, not my job. Because it's not my job to make you better. I choose to do this. Because I could do all this in just fucking silence. I could have just not turned this live on, not wanting to educate others, and just written out my fucking goals. I could also go ahead and just gatekeep all the information that I've obtained within the last year and a half when it comes to day trading, and keep that shit to myself and just work. Endlessly fucking work. Not show my fails, not show my progress, not show anything. And in hopes to gain people and inspire people. That wouldn't be the fucking goal. But in reverse, that is the goal. The goal is to inspire people to take action enough to want to change their life for the fucking better. It's plain and simple. And on top of that, give them a fucking skill set that I know for a fact, out of endless back testing, out of endless fucking trial and error, that it fucking works. Not only do I see it work for myself, I see it with my fucking mentor. He does this shit on a fucking daily basis, and it does it better than me. Does it better than me to where he today $100,000 in the fucking bank. $100,000 where I only made fake 400. But the point being is, I still made money with him. That's the fucking point. I followed the rules. I followed the same fucking model that generated me money. I just did it differently than what he did. Why? Because he's perfected that model. To where me, I'm now just dibba-dabbling in the good shit that equals out to be better shit. Like, there's going to be a day where I do make $10,000 within one fucking trade. I guarantee you that. I assure you that. There's going to be one fucking day where I start generating that kind of fucking capital. And not have to worry about shit. Because when you're making that kind of fucking money, you definitely don't need to have to fucking worry about shit. You don't. You fucking don't. And I could do that off of like 5 accounts. Every account that I'm choosing to achieve can generate me $3,000 once I'm in my funded phase. Or even less than that. With every fucking 5 days. Or if I choose to go about the daily payout, it's $1,000 every fucking day. The only thing that I need to fucking do, the only thing that I need to do is manage my money properly to not have the account blown. If I create a bigger buffer that I need, say if I want to go ahead and pull out $500, I need to go ahead and make sure that I have $2,000 already on top of the $500 that I need to go ahead and pull out. Why? Because once I pull out that $500 from the $2,000, I'm only left with $1,500 to go ahead and trade with. Versus if I had more money in the account wanting to then take out the $500, it won't affect me. It won't fucking... I wouldn't bat an eye. Why? Because I would be okay with that. That $500 is one fucking trade. One fucking trade for me. I don't care. I could make that shit back. But I would give more of a fuck if I were to dip in more into the pot, take out more than what I should, and leave less in there for later. That is risk management at its finest. At its fucking core, that is risk management. You don't want to continue going ahead and going red every single fucking month with your expenses. If you're the type of person to go red every single month with your expenses, there's a high probability that you're going to go red every single month with your fucking trading. I know that from experience because that's all that greed is. You want more to where you're not going to be able to get more out of the market. The market's going to be able to give you a setup. It is your job to apply the appropriate amount of contracts that is needed to meet the certain outcome that you want. And that outcome cannot be fucking home runs every single fucking day. Because you're not going to have home runs every single day. Small base moves are where it's at. Small base moves are where you're able to compound. Real trade, like hardcore traders out there are not leaving their trades on for 30 minutes at a time. Hell, they're not even leaving their trade on for more than 10. They are in and out of the fucking market. They have a system, they have a model that is simplistic enough to where they're able to jump in, out, jump in, out, jump in, out, jump in, out. And that can, depending on how they play it out, can generate them a lot of money for that day or fuck them in the fucking ass. But at that point, it is their job to make sure that fuckness is applied appropriately. You could either give the market lube to fuck you nice if you choose to get fucked, or you could just not have that shit play out and say, go ahead, market, fucking me raw. And it'll happen if you choose to not follow a model properly. Like, I shit you fucking not. Okay. Goals already set out. It's time for a smoke break. It's time for a fucking smoke break. We're gonna sit here. We're gonna smoke. Just chit chat. After that, we'll continue on with the breakdown. First off and foremost, I want. don't know if I want to stand up now or... Yeah, I want to stand up. My fucking legs are killing. Sitting down for a long period of time when you're tall really does fuck with you. Especially when you're the type of person to be standing majority of the time. Like, I shit you not, I'm here at my trading desk. Like, this is not much of a desk. It's... You fucking judge me, I know it's a little bit of a mess. I know. Like I said, 9 times out of 10, I'm standing up. I'm standing up doing this. I'm looking like a hot ass fucking bum because we didn't really do laundry yet, and I don't really have the urge to jump into some dirty ass fucking clothes when I've already taken a nice clean shower. To the people that do that shit, y'all are fucking weird. I'm gonna just put that out there right fucking now. The people that go take a nice clean shower after getting out of some nasty ass fucking clothes, to then just jump back into those very same nasty clothes after taking a shower, like, you are fucking disgusting. Fucking disgusting. Now, for the people that don't have clothes to change into, that is understandable. That is understandable. Your situation is completely different from the person that can and chooses not to go into their cupboard, pull out clean linen, put it the fuck on after they've taken a shower. If you're homeless and don't have fucking clothes, you're excluded from that. God bless you. But if you're the motherfucker that is fortunate enough to go take a shower, have clean clothes to go grab out of the fucking dresser and not put them on, you're fucking disgusting. You're fucking disgusting. Your priorities are well off. Well the fuck off. Ew, that means you're the type of motherfucker to not get up and wash your ass. I bet you walk around smelling like dog shit. I bet right now your mouth, I bet you anything, right now your breath smells like hot turtle soup. I shit you fucking not. You disgusting ass individual. And I don't give a fuck if I hurt your feelings. You better go cry. Yeah, it's better go cry to somebody else, motherfucker, because you ain't gonna get no sympathy over here. Go wash your ass, bitch. I don't give a fuck. If I could get up, let me explain this shit to you now. If I didn't get up every single day and wash my fucking ass, I would stink. And I could just imagine, I know how I stank when I don't wash my ass. I know how I stank when I don't wash my ass. So I could just imagine how you motherfuckers are with waking up every other day and not washing your ass. Not even every day. Fuck that. Get the fuck up and wash your ass every single fucking day. Yo, Dookie is still sitting there from last night, I can assure you. Or, better yet, you just woke up sweaty as fuck and now your ass is runny. You nasty. Foul. I don't even want to smoke right now because I'm just thinking about that. You nasty. Anyways, we're gonna smoke. There ain't nobody here. Whoever gonna be seeing this anyways, smoke with me, bitch. Oh, I guess while we're doing this, rotate your device. You cannot turn your shit. I know, but we're charging the phone, so there's nothing more that I could really do about that situation beyond just sucking my dick and getting the fuck over it. If you're first starting off trading, I'd highly suggest to minimize the amount of fucking weed you do. Why is that? Because when you're trading for the very, very first time, there's a lot happening, and you need a sharp mind. You need a sharp mind to go ahead and understand what the market is trying to tell you. Because again, You, at this point, are trying to understand the language. It's literally what you're trying to do when you're first getting into the market. You're trying to understand the language. Now, most people could understand languages pretty well foreign while they're fucked up. Probably. But they need prior experience of that. You, on the other hand, you don't have prior experience of that. You're brand fucking new to this language, so don't come into this fucking experience thinking I could be high as hell and get away with it. No, motherfucker. No, motherfucker. Minimize the amount of weed that you go ahead and use when you're trading. Or better off, don't fucking smoke when you're trading. Don't fucking do it. When you're done trading, have at it. Have at it. If you're not experienced enough to handle yourself, okay, let me put it like this. If you can't handle your weed while you're at work, you're not going to be able to handle your weed while you're trading. You're not. You're just simply not going to be able to manage that shit. If you can't manage properly doing the shit that you need to do at work while you're fucking high, you're not going to be able to manage this shit while you're trading. You're going to fuck yourself up more over than anything else. When you're trading, you're actually losing money while you're working and you're fucking shit up. When you're trading, you have the potential to lose thousands of dollars if you're not fucking careful. Don't fucking do it. Don't get high while you're trading. Afterwards, get fucking stoned. I don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna sit here and preach, yeah, let's go ahead and get fucking stoned. Let's get fucking blasted. No. Let's not and say we fucking did. Right now, done trading. But even, like, you'll catch me being a hypocrite with that. You'll catch me smoking weed while I'm trading. Why? Because I know what the fuck I'm doing. There's a difference between me and you. I've already put in the time, effort to make sure that this shit fucking works and understand that this shit fucking works. You are now just starting off with the bare basics of how the fuck this shit could actually play out. I've already gained the fucking trophies to say, I can do this, bitch. You haven't even fucking successfully put in a fucking trade, managed your risk well enough, or even know what your risk is to begin with. But let's put it at its simplest form. You don't even know how to play out the trade effectively enough to say it will work. Where me, I could tell you, I know, I could explain in real time. I could tell you where the market is wanting to go for the day before it actually makes its fucking move. And once market fucking opens, it will make that fucking move. I shit you, like, don't believe me? Go back in my prior lives. Go back into every single fucking market open that I recorded. It does that every single fucking time. The only reason why I can't pass my evals is because I get greedy. I want more money than the market is going ahead and giving to me. Or, better yet, I lose 2 trades that I know for a fact should be done and over with, and my fat ass is back in there for a third fucking trade with more fucking risk. And then, on top of that, adding a fucking contract onto the fucking order, which equals out to another fucking $100 saved added on to where the shit should be fucking added on. Okay, alright, okay. See, that is the only reason why I failed my fucking evals, is because I overdo the fucking most with wanting more. But you see the difference? I know how to correct that, and I'm actively doing that. Difference. Where the fuck is my weed? Damn! Do I really gotta grind up more? That's crazy sauce. I'm gonna be bare honest with you though. The real reason why I'm doing this is not just for me and not to see like a better lifestyle, because of course that's something that I do want, but ultimately I don't want my children to have to work for a fucking company that would go ahead and let them go in the future for like little to no reason. You know, that's very fucking doable. And with the state of how the union is right now, the way that how like we're running the country, there's going to be a high probability that we go back to Jim Crow era type shit. And I don't know about you, but although my children are half white, I'm brown as fuck. And the brownness shows. And especially with my oldest daughter. My oldest daughter is fucking spitting image of me. With darker complexion. Darker complexion. I don't know how the fuck that happened. I honestly don't know how the fuck that happened, but it happened. Point being is, if we continue on down with that road, and then there is a high chance that there wouldn't really be much of opportunities for them to be had. So, at this stage, I would like to go ahead and like start something so that way they could not have to worry about that. Say if they were to go ahead and take that 9-to-5 route, they have a skill set that they could rely on to say, I can make money even though shit is wrong. I just lost my job, I could make money. Or, hey, I seen dad do this, let me learn how to do this at first, and then once they get the skills, like I said, get the skill set mastered, they can say fuck you to their job. Once they get the skill set mastered, and once they get enough money saved underneath their belt, and do the exact opposite of what the fuck I'm doing now. Why? Because although I'm working towards something bigger in the long run, there's no money coming in right now on my end. There's no money coming in right now, where I would like them to actually have the fucking job while day trading. They won't be disabled like I am. They won't be disabled. They'll be able to have a God-fearing body that will do whatever the fuck they needed to fucking do. Or me, I need to do something that isn't going to leave me in the fucking shitter just because I'm disabled. Again, nobody gives a fuck about your fucking feelings. Nobody gives a fuck about what the fuck you're going through. It's your job to figure it the fuck out. And it is your job to care about yourself. Why? Because nobody fucking cares. Nobody's going to give a fuck about you as more as you're going to give a fuck about you. So you need to do something completely different. That's the talk that I had with myself. I need to do something completely different that is going to change the outcome entirely. I can't tell you how much it will change, but I can promise you, it will change. Like, I could aim for wanting to have an apartment, but if I continue on with what I'm doing and progress, I will have a fucking house. I could say that I want to make $1,000 every single week while doing this, but then in return have the outcome be $10,000 every fucking week or every fucking day. No. But that doesn't happen until you start taking fucking action. Do something that is going to propel you in that fucking way of living. Again, to get back to the point, I would like to have my children go about this route differently. I would like them to go about this route differently. Because I had my teachings of character building at a very young age. I developed my character at a very young age. Why? I just had struggles like that. Then, I'm really hoping they don't have struggles, but okay, no, let me stop. I'm hoping they struggle enough, but not as bad to where it gets them to the point of I can't do this anymore. Because if we don't have enough struggle, we will never be able to appreciate the finer things. We don't. If you go straight to appreciating the finer things, you will never actually appreciate the way or how you got to the end goal to that. You're just gonna always think, I could get to this end without shit happening in between. Or even realizing that there is even a fucking in between to be had. The outcome to all that ultimately is spoiled. Just being fucking spoiled. I don't fucking want that for them. Again, I grew up with a grandmother that gave me literally everything that I fucking wanted. At a very young age, I had a fucking silver spoon in my mouth. A golden spoon in my mouth, if you were. So, like, everything that I wanted, I got. And over time, I became fucking spoiled. I didn't learn this shit over fucking night. I had to go through hardships to understand what the fuck I'm trying to share with you right now. And trust me, I didn't learn my lesson once. I didn't learn my lesson twice. Hell, even to this day, it's taken me a few attempts to learn my fucking lesson. But you know what the difference is between hopefully you and I? Not even hopefully. You know what the difference between you and I is? I will not give the fuck up. I don't give a fuck how many attempts it takes me to go ahead and achieve my goal. It will be achieved. Nor do I refuse to throw in the towel just because it didn't work one fucking time. I have more belief in myself. Sorry, I'm trying to enjoy this. Sorry, knocked into the phone. So, back on point. Oh man, that's some good weed right there. Shit, it shut me the fuck up. You see that? It shut me the fuck up. Whoo, fuck. All right, I gotta lock in. So. Now that we have a basic understanding to what our goals should look like, now that we have them written down in a format where the brain can register it as simplistic enough to, I can do this, to say I can do this. I'm sorry. It is now the time for me to explicitly go into more detail on what the fuck I'm looking to do. The focus for the month is and I'm gonna try to write this down. Back. I could have sworn there was notes that I could write in. Okay. So, the focus for the month for myself is to be able to, within the next 30 days, explain in explicit detail on what the confluences that I use. I would like to go ahead and break down every single day so say day 1 would be, what is a liquidity sweep? Day 2, what is a candlestick? What is a candlestick? Day 3, what is a fair value gap? 4, yada yada, whatever. It's not going to take me 30 days to sit here and explain all of my confluences. But what I could also tie to that is the daily breakdowns that I do. So, while After explaining what the confluences were after a week, I could transition over into what a daily bias is, explain to you and show to you what and how to use that daily bias along with the confluences to then transition over into what a market breakdown is, to then flow through everything with such ease to where you know what you're watching. Because as of right now, when I go live and show you my chart and start explaining all the jargon when it comes to trading, you're just like, what the fuck? What the hell is he talking about? But my sole job is to make trading simplistic enough for you to understand. It is my job to make it very easy for you to digest the knowledge to then be able to hopefully apply the exact same way that I applied it. Am I asking you to go ahead and trade the exact same way that I am trading? No, but what I'm asking you to do is follow the exact same model in whatever way that you would like, but nonetheless, follow the fucking model. Just follow the fucking model. And if it doesn't work for you, and if you have trouble with it, if you still can't understand it after I've explained it to you so many times, and you're just like, you know what, this isn't working for me, then that's okay. Because trading isn't meant for everybody. Because if it was meant for everybody to do, everybody would be rich. If trading was meant for everybody, I'm going to say it again, everybody would be fucking doing it and everybody would be rich. But there is a gigantic learning curve when it comes to trading that most people usually fall off on. Or not even just that, but that is just one turn. That's just one curve of the learning. There's multiple curves when it comes to this shit. So just think, if you fall off the fucking curve the first time and can't adjust yourself to continue on the road, how are you going to hold? What do you think your outcome is going to look like when you get to the second hurdle? You think you're going to be able to just go ahead and put your shit right back on the road when you couldn't even muster up the courage to do it the first time, to prove to yourself that you could fucking do it? Yeah, maybe. And maybe then you'll be able to then take the appropriate action it takes for you to do what it needs to do in hopes to achieve. But there's that kind of fucking person is far between. There's more people out there that would be willing to say fuck that instead of what I just explained. Noticing that they fucked up, telling themselves either I want to quit or I want to fuck up, and choosing that path. Choosing which fucking path that they want. And following through. If you follow through with your progression and want to do this shit better, that's awesome. You now have more skill sets underneath your belt when it comes to confidence to say, I know how to readjust. I know how to pivot. Versus, I don't know how to react to change. I'm not okay with change. I don't know how to do this anymore. I don't know about you, but that second part doesn't sit well with me. And it shouldn't sit well with you. It shouldn't sit well with you. So, ultimately, that's how you go ahead and set up your goals. That's how you go ahead and follow your goals. Shit. Very, 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 very simplistic. The only thing that isn't very simplistic for most people when it comes to this is the consistency that follows behind with making this shit happen. Because the consistency part is the key. Consistency, endurance to do more, and the mindset and belief that you can be more. I shit you fucking not. Like, I sound like a fucking cheerleader, rah rah, but real fucking talk. That's what it is. I guess, yeah, you know what? Yeah. I am a cheerleader for the people that want to do better. I'm a fucking cheerleader for the people that want to do fucking better with themselves. For the people that don't want to actually continue, or for the people that know that they're not happy with their lifestyle and choose not to do differently to change it, I'm not for you. What I'm doing right now, the character that I am right now, probably doesn't sit well with you because none of this shit resonates. None of this shit resonates. Plain and fucking simple. Like that shit is just very cutthroat, straightforward. I am a fucking teacher, cheerleader, motivational person for the people that are struggling to do better. I am a fucking teacher and a motivational person for the people that can and choose to do better. Why? Because what I say has to resonate with them. It will resonate. Anybody that has that I will do it mentality will be like, yeah, I fuck with them. I fuck with them. Fuck with them. Anyways, y'all gotta get good. Y'all gotta get better. Stay on your shit.